Hello my friends, today we are making a YouTube thumbnail. If you have a YouTube channel, this is essential. You need to know how to make it, and I will show you today how to make it in Affinity Photo and Photoshop, as most of you, this is the programs you're using. So I will start with Affinity Photo, and the first thing we need to do is create a new document. So I'll go to File over here on the top, Create New. Now here I made a new document and I set it to 3840 by 2160, and that is because I shoot my videos in 4K. If you shoot in 1080, then you will put your dimensions here and create the document. Great. Now we have this document. I like my thumbnail to have a black background, so with this bucket paint tool, I will flip the black and white swatches over here with an X to get the black, and I will click on the image and it turns black. Now we have a black background. Great. Next, I like to add my photo to it. Sometimes I add my photos, sometimes I don't. The truth is I hate taking photos of myself, and the few photos I use sometimes is just like screenshots from the videos I'm making. To place a photo, I will make a new layer over here next to the trash can. Then I will go to File, Place. And from my downloads, I will take a photo that I have over there. It's just a screenshot from a video. And now I can drag and open that photo. Oops, there you go. Some more here. I will make it bigger. Try to see what kind of size will work. And something like that will work just fine. Great. Now I have to delete the background onto my image. Now you see I took a photo that my background was dark color because I have a black background on my thumbnail, and this will make it easier masking. I don't have to be exact, so this should make it really easy for me. To select myself from the background, I will choose the select brush from over here on the left. So click on that, and then I will just drag onto the image to roughly select myself. So I'm just gonna do it really quick, nothing fancy. Like I said, it doesn't have to be exact. Usually the thumbnail, people watch most of the videos on the phone, so, you know, they can't see that much detail. Make my brush bigger and something like that. Now this is okay, but I want to refine a little bit just the hair, because the hair is where you will see most of the, bad masking. So I will go over here to refine, and then with the matte, I will just go around just the hair, just quickly, nothing too fancy, just to refine a little bit the mask. There you go, and that should work just fine. Then I will go to output, and I'll output it as a mask, click apply. There you go. Now we are selected from the mask, but we need to move the mask to make it a child of the image. There you go. Now we can see the black background. Great. Next, I'd like to use a yellow rectangle to put my title. So I will go over here to the shapes and choose the rectangle tool. For the rectangle tool, I do not want a stroke, but so I will choose a color, and I will choose a yellow. I want to use a bright yellow. That's kind of what I've been using, and that is great. And now I will just make a rectangle, something like that. Let's see, we'll do something like that. We'll work with that. Great. Now we need to put a title, and let's see, I'll take the typing tool. I'll use Arial, let's choose bold, or use black for the color. That is good. And what should we name our title? We will name it YouTube Thumbnail. So I will see how big I want the print, something like that maybe. Drag and choose your size, and then start typing. And we see our yellow rectangle is too small, so I will go to my rectangle and I will drag it out. There you go. Great. Now we have our name. And we want to say something about this video, like, you know, this is a YouTube thumbnail. I should probably say in Affinity and Photoshop. So I will make a new layer. I'll take my type tool. There you go. And now I will type here, let's choose a different font. We'll just we'll say Affinity and Photoshop. And this is way too big. Command 0 to fit the screen, and I will make it smaller. I can take my move tool and I can move it. There you go, something like that. I want to put this in a different line, and maybe let's see what looks good. I'll make it even smaller. Maybe that is too small. Let's see. All right, I don't think I want to have all 3 lines in here. There you go, that looks better. We'll go with that. Now we need a reference image. For this particular thumbnail, probably don't need to, since we're not working on any image, but normally for any kind of tutorial you would want to have an image, and for that I will make a new layer and go just like before, place, and I will just choose this stock photo just because it looks cool and it's an awesome photo. So we'll just place this one over here. There you go. Command 0 to fit the screen, and there is our thumbnail. We did this in Affinity Photo. Now how we would do something like this in Photoshop? Let's go to Photoshop and create the same thing. There I am on Photoshop, and I'll go to File and New, and this is where you choose your document size. I already have a document made 3840 by 21 by 60. Create. Then I will go and fill it with a solid color and choose black. There you go. Then I will make my rectangle, choose the color, the yellow I normally use, and there will go my title over there. I will take the type, and the font I normally use is Lato black, and this is where we put our title. All right, and then I want to size it. I'll take the move tool, double click on it, and I'll make it bigger. Oh, that's too big. Something like that. I will resize my Command T to resize my rectangular, make it work so it looks good. And now that I have my rectangle and my type, I can select both layers, and then I can move them together and position them where I think it looks good. Something like that. Now I need to add my image. To add my image, I will go to File, Place Embedded, and I will choose my image from my downloads. There you go. Click OK, and I will size it holding Shift so it holds proportions, and I will place it something like that. Great. Now I need to mask it. To mask it, I will go to my quick selection, select Subject, and this did a pretty good job. I just need to make a little bit of adjustments here. I don't want the chair into my selection. So I'll go around and remove that. And that looks good enough. Oops, I'm missing a big portion here. Just like that. And now I will use the refine mask. Select the mask, nope. And now I'll take my refine brush and just like before, just go around the hair, just to refine it a little bit. And then I will output it as a layer mask. Click OK. Great. Now we have my image. I have to, what did we use in Affinity? I can't remember what it was. Oh, Affinity and Photoshop. Great. I'll go to Photoshop and I will take I'll make a new layer, take my typing tool, and this time I want to change my font, and I like Open Sans, and I will choose this one. And Affinity. Oops, I should have changed the color. Let's change the color really quick to the yellow. Affinity and Photoshop. Great. Now I get to reposition it. Maybe I want them all in the same line. Let's see. And then make it smaller. I feel like, oops, Command Z. I feel like that looks better. We'll go with that. And then we'll have to place our image over here. So I will go back to File, Place Embedded, and choose our awesome image and place it. Click OK. And there you have it. Now hold Shift and resize it to fit. If you want your picture to go behind you, then you'll just have to drag the layer under your layer. And there you go. I like to do that sometimes. And maybe I'll move this text a little bit higher. Make the image a little bit smaller. Command T to resize it. Holding Shift to keep the ratio. And there you go. I think that looks good. And this is how I would make my YouTube thumbnail. Oh, I also forgot, in order to export it, I have to flatten it because it has all these layers. To flatten an image, you just right click on a layer, and well, you have to make sure you're on a pixel layer. So let's go to this layer, for example, right click and then flatten it. And now we export this as a JPEG. To export it, you go to File and you go to Save As. And then I will save it into my desktop, for example, and I will save it as a JPEG and click Save. And there you have it. This is how you create a YouTube thumbnail. I hope this was useful and you learned something new. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Skyler Ewing. I will see you in my next video.